A bit. Today is looking at youth work and young people's experience of youth work. So the Youth Advisory Panel in preparation for today's conference really wanted to capture and showcase, I suppose, the broad range of youth work and the experiences that young people can get from their involvement in youth work. So we want to see how we could do that. And Sean referenced the Foróige Reference Panel in his speech, and that's a group of 64 young people who are elected by their peers from Foróige clubs and projects and programmes from all corners of the country. So we had the opportunity to go to an event that they had a couple of weeks ago, and we did some filming with them to capture their experience of youth work. So we're going to hear from them first, and then we're going to hear from our speakers.
Youth work has changed and helped me in many ways. To be completely honest, I would not be standing here today, and it's kind of been like that little supporting step throughout my teenage years that's gotten me by.
I know it's not just in the country but across the globe that young people's voices aren't being heard. They're being quite neglected. Every young person wants to be active in society and feel like their voice is heard.
Be able to talk to people comfortably and freely about my ideas.
It really boosts your confidence. I know everybody says that, but it honestly does. And you get so many opportunities to stand up and speak in front of people and voice your opinion without being judged.
Can't really work one-on-one. I could work in large group settings, but one-on-one it just scares me. It was really overwhelming. Over the last couple of months I've developed that skill, so I'm way more better, social interaction and stuff like that.
When I think of Foróige, the words that pop into my head are things like safety and comfort and
inclusive and open,
inspirational,
safe space,
opportunity,
amazing, confidence boosting,
life-changing,
comforting, and a safe place for me, to be honest.
Especially fun. You get to do so much and you experience so much new things when you come to Foróige.
If you're looking for a safe and inclusive space, somewhere you actually belong, you don't have to worry about fitting in or feeling like you have to neglect parts of your identity, Foróige would be the place.
For me, it's been a way to find a group of like-minded young people that have the same interests in me, maybe not the same interests in me, but we still get to talk it out and be in a safe space where we all feel welcomed.
It's not like a sport or it's not like school, it's a different setting, and it's so easy to make friends there.
The connections that you're going to make, both educationally and learning stuff, but then also in regards of friendships and bonding.
it's just a lot of fun and it makes things a lot easier.
Before I joined Foróige, I had this internal fear that someone's going to judge me if I say anything or ask a question. So joining Foróige has helped me build my self-confidence.
It's just a great experience.
It is seriously a huge confidence booster.
It's really enjoyable.
I want to help people, I want to make their lives easier, I just want to impact them in a very positive and optimistic view, to the point that it just helps them in the long term, because we're all into this together, because you might as well you have each other's backs.
Exactly.
So that gave us a bit of a flavour of the different perspectives and the different experience that young people have in terms of youth work. So we have three great speakers here. We have Ethan, who are going to share with us their own journey of their experience of youth work, and we're going to get three very different perspectives. So first up we're going to have Gráinne. So welcome, Gráinne.
Hi, my name is Gráinne and I've been a member of Foróige for the past 7 years. I started as a second year student who didn't really know what it was, and now I'm actually a director of the organisation. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my journey with youth work. So as I stated, I joined when I was 13, nearly 14 at the time, and I really had no clue what it was about. Probably shouldn't be saying this, but I kind of joined for peer pressure. My friend was like, you have to come, and I was like, I suppose, yeah, I'll come. And it's really changed my life. There wasn't a lot of services in my area growing up. Really, there was kind of only football, and that was pretty much it. So Foróige really became a really good kind of social activity outlet for all of us. The year I joined, my club went from 4 people to 30 odd, and it was really overwhelming at the start to so many young people everywhere. But the leaders of the club really made it feel like a lot less intimidating and a lot less overwhelming. And Foróige really became the place to be in my local town. Everyone wanted to join, and at one point we actually had a waiting list for new members. And this really was because of our volunteers. We had arts and crafts nights, we had movie nights, And we had a chance to talk to people you mightn't talk to in school because they were in different years of you, or they were in different friend groups, or you just didn't speak. And that was really nice to kind of get to speak to other people who you were going to spend the next 5 years with, but just wouldn't in school. Frege became a really important place for me because I was able to express myself that just wasn't possible in school at all. The leaders really let us be whoever we wanted to be, and there was no judgment, no matter who you were, or where you came from, or nothing really. And having such positive adult figures in my life really helped me when I was younger. You know, sometimes as teenagers we feel as if like the whole world is against you and nothing's ever in your way or ever goes right for you. But like having these adult leaders really showed me that like with the right support I had so much potential in life, and I could do so much. They introduced me to some of the programs that Frege had available, such as Leadership for Life, which Sean briefly mentioned earlier. And it's a program that teaches skills, or teenagers skills in leadership, and you can actually get a level 6 higher certificate from NUIG in it. And I was actually able to get that while I was still in secondary school, which I think is pretty class. Unfortunately, I graduated online, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm definitely not mad about it. But like having these skills has like helped me immensely in life. I've done so much in college so far that I wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't done this program. And that is all down to the volunteers that I had. Like they pushed me so hard to do this, and I probably wouldn't if it wasn't for them. You know, having Frege in the area really benefited all the young people, especially when there's so little to do. And I've lost my notes. But you know, coming from such a rural area where I genuinely can't even get signal in my house. Like I only got Wi-Fi last year. Having youth work in my area really benefited all the young people. You know, there's very little to do, but youth work really opened up the door for many opportunities and experiences you can have. It's not just a place where young people go to meet every Monday or Friday or whenever it is. It's a place where young people flourish, and I believe it's important for all young people to experience because it's really shaped me into the person that I am today. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to hear you're over the graduation. I think what Grania shows is the importance of youth work and volunteer youth work at community, but also rural community level, and it really seems to have opened up doors for you, and the importance of having those really important mentors and role models in your life as the volunteers. And I mean, Sean spoke so much about those in his input, and I suppose Grania is the product of that, and she's a shining example of what volunteers can give to a person and to a young person. So thanks for sharing that, Grania. Next up we have Summer.
Hello. As I start off, I would like to acknowledge the honour that it is to be sitting here today and express my gratitude for that. So thank you very much. My name is Summer Nolan, and I'm a 17-year-old secondary school student holding the position of head prefect in Cork City. I'm involved in a few extracurricular activities such as MEHL, Nifty, and basically anything else I just suppose employment. Nifty, which stands for the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, is a substantial extracurricular that I took part of as it's led me to where I am today. Nifty is a non-profit organisation in which encourages entrepreneurial skills with young people. And I got involved with Nifty in a school programme in 4th year, and we were given the task to conjure up a business idea with the chance of winning, getting through to the finals and whatnot. And at the time it was 4th year, there was COVID and everything, we were kind of just, you know, whatever. But like we took the opportunity, I teamed up with 3 of my classmates that I was friendly with, and we started kind of brainstorming, and we came up with our idea. And what that was is Know Your Buttons. And Know Your Buttons is a company in which raises awareness of sexual assault and teaches children the importance of consent using the gingerbread person logo, considering it's child-friendly and, you know, gender-neutral. And we sell like key rings, cookies, and just merchandise, you know, because it has to be a business, you know, considering Nifty. And so it was the social enterprise that we did, which is, you know, solving social issue. And we had to present our idea to a panel of judges, and it was nerve-wracking, you know, it was, especially considering I didn't do anything to that extent before, but we all did it, and it turns out we actually won the Irish Nationals. And what that meant is that we were to travel to Switzerland to represent Ireland in the European Entrepreneurship Finals. And that was amazing. And so we started knuckling down and really working on that project, and we did so with help from Freuga and Action Coach and many other small businesses in Cork. And while I was mature in my business, I got openly involved with Freuga, and I was recommended to put myself forward for the reference panel, which I happily did. And to my pleasant surprise, I got elected. And I've travelled to Dublin for a few days, as you can see in the video, probably my red head. And that was an amazing experience for me. It really opened my eyes to what Freuga and youth work is. And once I got a taste for that, my passion kind of started to ignite for it. And I met so many amazing people. And what we did is we did a few workshops, and we discussed societal issues that we could solve in an effective manner. An amazing experience. And we held elections for the National Council also, which again I got elected to, surprisingly. But that really stayed with me, because it allowed me to see that other people, my peers, saw me as the person who I was, and decided that they were to accept me and that they appreciated me enough to have me as a representative, which really did wonders, for my self-esteem, not in a narcissistic way, of course, but as in, helped me to be a better person, Where am I? Okay. So, my team and I recently returned from Switzerland, and it was an amazing experience. We actually got first place. It's, first place, which is amazing, and we won a scholarship to the Peter Drucker Forum in Vienna at November, which is profound. And so yeah, really happy about that. It was refreshing to be surrounded with so many people from all around the world with such culture and ingenuity. It really was. And I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without getting involved with youth work. And I'm going to want to win now and say something from the heart, which is risky. But I really cannot recommend taking part in youth work to another person of my age enough. I really can't. I struggled immensely with mental health over my life, and I don't say that on a morbid and self-deprecating note. It's great to shine light on it in times when needed. And the difference between who I am now and who I was last year, considering all the work, the youth work, it's profoundly different. I'm a completely new person, thanks to the help of the volunteers being such genuine and nice people. Inspirational. It's helped me get a new lease on life and use the energy that I have as a person in a positive way to society. And it's just the beginning of my journey, along with ours as young people. And so I just want to give my thanks to everyone involved in youth work and just express my appreciation towards the whole concept of it. So thank you for listening.
Okay. Summer, thanks a million. Brilliant. And congratulations. Gold medal all the way from Switzerland. So really impressive. Should be on the Forbes magazine, I'm sure, in a couple of years' time. So keep an eye out for, again, prime example, I think, of how formal and non-formal education can merge. Summer got the chance to get involved in that programme through her school. And then that got her into youth work as well. So great example. So thanks for sharing. Last but not least, we have Ethan.
Hi, my name's Ethan, and I am a TY student and a member of my local program group, and I'm here to talk to you about my participation in Vroga. So Vroga is a panel of young people and Vroga leaders who come together online in virtual reality. So the way virtual reality works, or Vroga works, started for me just before COVID, and my local Vroga group with Rory, who is our leader, brought in headsets, and that's how I got introduced to VR. And it was just a few sessions in, and he asked if anyone wanted to participate in a group with Barry up there, and to meet for a few sessions with other people around Ireland, and I loved the idea because I'm a huge fan of technology. And I just said, yeah, I'll bring it forward, and I got in, and where am I? And I loved the idea, and I signed up, and I got in, and that's how the panel started for me. And lockdown was in, and my club closed for lockdown, as everyone else's did. But I could still meet with Barry, and that's how, through lockdown, I stayed connected with Froga. And I eventually got my own headset as well. But for the first few meetings, we just met, tried to get used to the VRs, which was very difficult, I would say. But now, like, we meet every Thursday for around an hour, and we just talk, we play games, and we just stay connected through VR, which I love. And it's not just mental health either, because like we did go through mental health problems. Every child, even if they don't admit it, we all probably did through lockdown. And like it allowed us to stay communicate with people that are my own age, which was a real big help for me, and who had similar interests. And it let me feel less isolated from my peers, which was a very big help. And it's not just on mental health either. It can really help with people who can't interact normally in today's society. While I was on my VR journey, because I do participate in VR by myself, because as I mentioned, I do have my own, I met two people, well I have met others, but two people who have very big disabilities. So one who's in a wheelchair and cannot move around outside his house without someone's help, uses the VR to socialise and experience things that are out that he might not be able to experience in the real world. In virtual reality, he is just another person. No one knows who he is or about his disability, and the only reason I know is because I'm a good friend of his. And he's just another face, and he isn't treated differently based on his appearance or disability. The other person I play online with has a speech disability, and in VR that doesn't matter, there's a chat function, so no one knows, and a lot of people use that chat function anyways, so she fits right in. And the VR bridges that gap between the people who have disabilities without making them feel isolated or excluded. And they're just 2,000 who are reaping the benefits of virtual reality. And in my opinion, there are a lot of dangers with online and virtual reality itself, but there always were. And nowadays we are a lot more informed and aware of those dangers. And it's how we use that knowledge to protect ourselves while communicating online that helps. And the positives do outweigh the negatives all the time, when on VR and online itself, as lockdown showed. There are not only with meeting new people, but also with helping with disabilities, supporting mental health issues, and combating isolation. VR brings together a lot of people from every walk of life, stealing that line. But there are 20 people in our youth panel. There might be more, and more probably will join with summer. And the members of the programme are from all over Ireland and the islands around Ireland. It connects all the young people together, which I love, and being involved with the programme and youth work itself has become a very large part of my life, and it's sparked my interest in technology, and it's given me the skills, knowledge and confidence to be here to talk to you in front of you today. Thank you all for listening.
Your experience of that virtual reality world, and Ethan was very excited to get to meet Barry in person. Slightly disappointed that he doesn't have blue skin. That's how we knew him. So again, VR, that space, the potential it has in terms of engagement for young people who may ordinarily not get the chance to access youth work services, just opens up a whole new world to them. So that is it. I think we have time for one question, and I've stressed one question because people are waiting for their break, I think. So if anybody does have a question, you can just put your hand up, and hopefully we'll get some answers for you. No. They all need caffeine, I think. Okay, well look, the guys are going to be around, as I said, and they're very open to anybody coming up to them throughout the rest of the day if anybody has questions or want to talk to them more about their experience. So, but I just want to thank Grania, Summer and Ethan for their input and for the work and the planning they've put into today. So you're a ringing endorsement for youth work, and you should. you.